Welcome back to DVC Weekly. This is episode 141. My name is Jason Upperling. I'm the broker of Buy and Sell DVC. I'm here with Scott Ferrioli.
I'm the owner of DVC-Rental.com and Buy and Sell DVC.com.
And today is October 18th, 2023. So your 11th month window is September 18th, 2024. And the 7th month window is May 18th, 2024. We're going to go right into the buy and sell side of things. And we have another top 5 list. It's the top 5 DVC resorts people need to visit.
All right.
These are in no particular order. This is not ranked one. This is no particular order. 1, you need an Animal Kingdom Savannah View room. I don't care if it's a studio, 1 bedroom, 2 bedroom, 3 bedroom. You need an Animal Kingdom Savannah View. I've experienced that multiple times. I mean, it's even more enjoyable when your kids are like under 6. Mm-hmm. But to me, if you're a member and that's one of the things you haven't booked, you have to book it.
I know I've told this story before. I'm going to tell it again because it's what I'm sure. I was going to ask you. You have no idea, and I don't know either. How many times I've stayed in a DVC room? It's 100 plus times or whatever. One of the only things I remember and one of the favorite things I have is the first time staying at Animal Kingdom. My son, who was probably 2 years old at the time, we had an Animal Kingdom view room. At nighttime, we went to bed, and there was the Ankoli cattle outside with the big horns, and he loved them. And woke up in the morning, and the first thing he said in the morning is he pointed outside and said, "Mommy, moo," because he knew that the big cows were out there, and he wanted to go see them. So I mean, I've stayed at every resort except for Alani multiple times, and that's just a memory I have in there because I thought that made me feel so good. You know, it's like I'm staying in one of these rooms and there's a Savannah View, and my kid, the 2-year-old, remembered that there was a cow outside. He wanted to go see the cow, and just cool memory, very cool memory. Savannah View rooms are absolutely awesome.
And again, whether you have kids, whether you don't have kids, maybe you just started dating someone, it's another, whether you're a grandparent, I mean, it's a great...
And see, even as an adult by yourself, it's awesome to sit there and look outside and there's giraffes and zebras walking down below. It doesn't matter who it is, who it's for. I agree 100%. I think this is my top one. Animal Kingdom Savannah View is amazing.
And I just want to... I'm just going to make a plug that... I'm not sure if it's the head vet. I believe it's the head vet of the animals at Animal Kingdom lives in Hunters Creek. Just throwing that out there. Just had to throw that. Sorry. Random fact.
He lives in Hunters Creek, so the head vet at Animal Kingdom lives in the same town as Jason.
And number 2 is Bay Lake Tower, and I'm throwing Bay Lake Tower. I know it gets a lot of.
I was surprised this was on your list
because you can you can walk to Magic Kingdom. Because if you take this, I'm going to say Iowa because I grew up in Iowa. You take this family in Iowa. And then they're like, "Oh, where'd you go?" And you're like, "Well, I was at Bay Lake Tower." Bay Lake Tower? Well, it's right across the street from Magic Kingdom. Right across the street. I mean, everyone knows Magic Kingdom. It's right across from Magic Kingdom. Yeah. I mean, I don't even, if you just do 2 nights there, 1 night, I mean, you just wake up, you can walk across the street to Magic Kingdom. I mean, to me, that's why it's on the top 5.
I know you love Magic Kingdom. I mean, I understand. It makes sense. It definitely makes sense.
Because you got to walk there, get on the Barnstormer. It's just you just have to do that. And then number 3 I have is Vero Beach. Whether this is a solo trip, and you're just going to Vero Beach for 4 or 5 nights, 3 or 4 or 5 nights, or it's the end of a Disney trip. Because I'm telling you, if you go to Disney and then you add on Vero Beach for 2 nights
to mellow out. Oh.
Yeah, because there might be someone in your family that says this Disney trip with the parks and the reservations and waiting line is too much for me. Well, if you take that person and you add on 2 or 3 nights of Vero Beach, they're going to be like, "Well, I could do this again." They're going to say, I could do this again.
The Disney trips are exhausting, and mellowing out at Vero Beach at the end is, I think you're absolutely right. Somebody who's cranky and might not want to do it again, you slap a little Vero Beach on the end, they'll be like, "All right, I'll do this again."
Exactly.
That worked out okay.
And then now another resort is Alani. I have not been to Alani.
I have not either.
But definitely I need to get there. I'm not sure when it's going to happen. Yeah. It's definitely on the list. And then coming in at number 5 is a resort that I'm starting to think I may never get to experience because because I don't own any points there. It seems impossible to book there. It's Hilton Head, because when I'm in the Hilton Head Facebook group, and the people that go there, I mean, unfortunately for the people that are trying to get in there, they love it, and they just keep going back and back and back, and they just love it. And it's, I know he's mentioned like things about renting. That's one thing. I mean, you see it in that Facebook group. Like, how can I get into Hilton Head? And people are like, well, unless you own your points there, you can't get in there. So those are my top 5 resorts that people should experience.
It's good. It's a good top 5.
2 for me that I need to get to. So now we're on to the food review of the week.
Come here, I'm gonna eat you! Get in my belly!
For today's food review, we are back at Caramel Couche at Epcot's Germany Pavilion, where they've got some great treats over in that shop. This time, and to be honest with you, this was the same exact day as I had the Snickerdoodle cookie. We also got the Werther's Original Caramel Butter Bar for $4.99. This one we were definitely a little bit disappointed with. The caramel was really, really good. The rest of the bar was just kind of like soggy and wet. I don't know if it's from the caramel or butter, but like I would have hoped it was more of like a cookie or like a streusel. Like it seems like that's what it would be. But this was just kind of like wet and soggy. Nobody in my family liked this. They didn't like the texture or anything. It wasn't terrible. I mean, I gave it a 6.1. It's just something I probably wouldn't want to get again. I think maybe it was just a bad day, and it was just like soft and like soggier and like falling apart. That just it needed more consistency, and the texture. Like again, nobody in my family wanted to even touch it. So I tried it. The caramel was good, but overall only 6.1.
Oh man,
Snickerdoodle cookie was definitely much better.
And now we're on to the DVC-rental side of things. So where we go into, nope, we're not doing 11 through 15.
No, just wanted to add a couple things on here, and just that, like the furthest, when renting DVC points, or even if you're a DVC member, the furthest anybody can book is 11 months in advance. So when you request more than 7 months out, you need to be an owner at that resort. So the owners get priority from 7 to 11 months out. So if you own at Disney's Hilton Head, you could book Hilton Head up to 11 months out. Once it's less than 7 months out, anybody can book there. So a lot of times reservations will start selling out around 7 months when everybody's trying to switch over to resorts that they don't own at. Now, we've booked a bunch of people over the past couple weeks that were in queues at other rental companies and they just didn't have the points. Right now, we don't have a wait list for any resorts. We have a good amount of points. There's no shortage with us. Obviously, there are more points. We have more points at Saratoga Springs, which is a huge resort with tons and tons of owners, versus like Beach Club, which is a much, much smaller resort. But right now, we have a lot of points out there. We've had a lot of people come in. Literally, a guy came in the other day who won a poly reservation. He was, I'm not going to mention any names, but he was on one of the other big companies, and he was waiting with them for a couple months now. And we booked his room within 3 minutes. He actually was worried that it was a scam because of how quickly we were able to book his room, where the other firm couldn't do anything.
Studio?
Yes, it was studio. Yep, not one of the bungalows. And one of the reasons that we have a lot more points right now is that...
I love those studios, by the way.
The studios.
I was just confirming. I figured if it was a bungalow, he was going to say bungalow. But
No, it was a regular studio.
Those are not just regular studios. Come on now. You have 2 bathrooms in it. Come on.
It's a very nice studio.
Yes.
But it's not the bungalow.
Sorry, I keep interrupting, Scott.
One of the reasons that we have a lot of the points and the other firms are not as successful at the moment is that there's been a little downtick over the last year or so, and the other firms cut back how much they're paying the DVC members. And we're still paying our DVC members the same amount, which means we're paying them more than the other companies. So that's why a lot of times we still have points and the other companies could possibly be out of points. We are paying our DVC members more money. And I have this on here again. I probably shouldn't even bother putting this on here. But again, if you're thinking, I should probably mention it though. If you're thinking of renting from an individual member, please be careful. There's a lot of scammers out there. I know I keep talking about it. I keep seeing it. Every week I keep seeing it. We have several people in our resales group who constantly reach out to me. And if anybody slips through that they've seen, these people must watch all the other groups and like write down people's names, because they'll let me know exactly. There's a scammer who just joined your group. I mean, they know exactly who it is and everything. So we've moved them as fast as possible, but just be careful out there. Vet your DVC owners. Go on the Orlando Comptroller site. I'm not going to give you too much advice about that because I want your business. You figure out how to do that yourself. But go on the Orlando Comptroller site and you can see if the person is actually a DVC member or not. So that there are ways to check. Make sure if you got to go outside of us, make sure you get a contract. Look into them a little bit. Just be careful. But again, there are reasons that it makes sense to use a rental company. It's much, much safer. You've got a lot less stuff to worry about. So just be careful out there. But that's all I've got for today.
And I just want to add that, I mean, I have 3 different contracts with 3 different use shares. And obviously I'm trying not to lose any points at any time. Like you try to, not even lose 1 point. You got to make all these plans. But I just want to mention that I had 6 points at one point. And this is a while back now. I had 6 points. So the only thing I could do was book a studio at Hilton Head in January for one night. And then DVC-Rental was able to rent it out. Fantastic. I did not lose those 6 points. So, I mean, again, I believe you guys have a minimum though normally. I got an exception. But
6 would probably be a little bit rough. But honestly, we've been doing that recently. We used to have a 30-point minimum rental. But, we've had a lot of people coming in with smaller amounts. And we've been booking confirmed reservations for sometimes 9 points, 7. So don't worry about the minimum rental for now. But previously it used to be 30.
And I just want to say, because I see this sometimes, maybe it's not as often and maybe you don't, but I see sometimes where someone says, I have 4 points, banked points, what can I do? They can't do anything with them.
No, unless they're adding additional points to it, there's no reservations.
Especially if they're banked, because they can't bank them again. They can't, you cannot, if you only have 4 banked points, because the 6 points is you have to have at least 6 points to make the reservation at Hilton Head. So if you have 4 points, you just can't do anything.
Actually, just this past week, we had somebody come in who contacted me. We were renting out her points, and she said, I have 8 banked points that I didn't realize were here. They're expiring, I forget, it was within like a month or so. I was like, we're not going to be able to find much left. And our team went out there, and they were able to find a Value View studio it was 7 points for the night. So of the 8 points, we were able to rent 7 of them.
Wow.
Listed it, and that was one of those other ones. Within 20 minutes, sold it. Contacted her, said, we just found this. We're listing it right now. 20 minutes later, wrote back, just so you know, we sold it. Take care of everything for you immediately. So yeah.
That's awesome. It was 7 points in September?
It was September, yes.
Nice.
It was September.
Well, that's a positive note there. So hopefully you guys got some more information out there. Hopefully you're having fun watching. Be sure to like. Be sure to hit the subscribe
Halloween's
button.
coming up. You doing anything fun for Halloween yet,
At the moment, I do not know.
Okay, yeah. I was like, we're staying home. The kids probably go trick-or-treating, but I know we're a couple of days away. I'm supposed to be going with Chris Malik to go check out Gatorland for Halloween. They do something for Halloween.
Really?
We got those Gatorland annual passes for like $50. And we're supposed to be checking out something with Gatorland. So I think he wants me to dress up. I don't think I'm going to dress up, though.
Does your community do anything for Halloween or no?
They announced that they're going to have something at the pool. They're going to do like free hot dogs and sodas and stuff and do some sort of Halloween thing. It's for a couple hours, like in the afternoon, like, I don't remember, maybe 4 to 7 or something. And then they're just like, a little preview before you go out trick-or-treating. So they're doing a small get-together, but...
Because our community has built a haunted house. So
Ooh, we don't have a
I don't
haunted
know
house.
if we're,
That's cool.
participating in that or not.
Yeah.
If I see the Animal Kingdom vet there, I'll be sure to say hi.
Yeah, say hi for me to the Animal Kingdom vet.
Be sure to hit the like button. Be sure to hit the subscribe button and come on back and see us again.
Thank you. Have a great day.